It is Thursday, May 21st, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Apologies for the late show today. Got home late from Darlington and then had a couple of other NASCAR-related things to do through the day today. Also, kind of in my haste to just get a show out today, I did not set up any of my video equipment, which is why if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you don't currently see my face right now. But a lot of stuff to get to, some news items, and a big Lucas race last night to talk about, so we will jump right in. After a whale of a race on Tuesday night, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was back at Golden Isles Speedway last night for night number 2 of the series reopening tour. 39 cars took time in qualifying, with Jonathan Davenport leading Group A and Devin Moran leading Group B. Moran was also overall quick time. Heats were won by Josh Richards, Tuesday night's winner Jimmy Owens, Devin Moran, and Tyler Bruning. Rick Eckert and Brandon Shepard won the B mains. In the feature, it was Richards and Moran on the front row. At the start, it was Moran jumping to the early lead. He was able to stretch it out pretty quickly over Richards, with the field kind of getting strung out behind him. With the way the feature kind of started and the field kind of strung out, they were actually able to go 25 laps before they had a caution. While Moran led up front, Kyle Bronson, who was hard charger on the night before, had worked his way up from his 11th starting position to 6th by halfway. A caution at lap 25 for Tanner English closed the field back up, and then a subsequent caution on lap 26 for a slowing Max Blair really got things going. On the restart, Bronson quickly picked his way to 3rd behind Moran and Richards. A few laps later, though, leader Moran jumped the cushion, hit the wall, and then had something go wrong in his race car. When his car checked up out front, Richards had nowhere to go, and the two made big contact, kind of door-to-door contact. And then Bronson went high to try and avoid both cars. He got into the rear of Moran's car and then also the wall. Dirt on Dirt reported that Moran's contact with the wall resulted in a broken drive shaft. That basically put him out for the remainder of the night. Richards was going to try to continue in the race, and he probably would have been the leader, but he ended up with a flat right front, and that body damage on the right side and forced him to pit. That basically took him out of contention for the night. Bronson decided to stay out, so he was the leader on the restart. There was quickly another caution when Brandon Overton got into trouble. That collected several cars, including Tyler Bruning. Over the final 10 laps, Bronson was able to drive a damaged race car away from the field to win night 2 at Golden Isles Speedway. Tyler Erb finished 2nd, Jimmy Owens was 3rd, Shane Clanton 4th, and Tim McCready was 5th. After having to transfer in through a B main, Brandon Shepard was able to drive up to 9th, which was good enough to keep him in the points lead over Tim McCready. The margin is now 10 points between the two. Tyler Erb is 3rd, Jonathan Davenport 4th, and Devin Moran, after his troubles, is back to 5th in the standings. A bit of a couple of uncharacteristic nights here for Shepard so far. I saw that on night 1 they had a dirt claw damage the car, which led to their 14th place result. And then last night having to come in through the B main, not something you're used to seeing from that Rocket chassis house car. We'll see what they're able to kind of do tonight in the 3rd night at Golden Isles. And kind of looking towards tonight and this weekend, there's a little bit of an interesting scenario for Shepard and the Rocket chassis house car. They will race tonight at Golden Isles, but then will also race tomorrow and Saturday at Jackson Motorplex in Minnesota. There's a video over at Dirt on Dirt that kind of explains their travel plans, but basically their main race hauler left to head to Jackson today from Georgia. Another car is being brought down from West Virginia to Georgia to race tonight. And then following the race tonight, Shepard and the 2 remaining crew members will hop on a plane and fly from Georgia up to Minnesota to then be ready to race Friday and Saturday night with the World of Outlaws at the Jackson Motorplex. So a bit of a crazy couple of days for that Rocket crew. It'll be interesting to see kind of how it plays out tonight and into the weekend and what he's able to do at the racetrack. So we'll certainly be tuned in. Those Jackson Motorplex nights can be watched live on Dirt Vision. We'll talk more about those races tomorrow on the show. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series will be back at Golden Isles tonight for night 3 of the reopening tour. Fans can watch all the action live on Lucas Oil Racing TV or the Lucas Dirt Facebook page. The All-Star Circuit of Champions have announced additional changes to their 2020 schedule due to COVID-19 restrictions. Following 2 nights at Park Jefferson in South Dakota on May 29th and 30th, the series will head west and south for a string of races in non-traditional parts of the country for the All-Stars. They will take on Lawton Speedway in Oklahoma on Thursday, June 4th, Red Dirt Raceway on Friday, June 5th, Outlaw Motor Speedway on Saturday, June 6th, 81 Speedway on Sunday, June 7th, Southern Oklahoma Speedway on Thursday, June 11th, Monarch Motor Speedway on Friday, June 12th, Lone Star Speedway on Saturday, June 13th, and then Chatham Speedway in Louisiana on Sunday, June 14th. Pretty interesting stretch of races for a series that's not known for being in that part of the country between Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana. A lot of different racetracks and states there in the mix for the All-Stars for that run. The changes also include pushing Ohio Speed Week back into July. They're still working on what that week is going to look like and which racetracks will be on the schedule there, so stay tuned for more details. For additional details about the schedule races that we know about, you can get tickets and other event information at allstarsprint.com. A trio of upcoming World of Outlaws races that were promoted by SLS Promotions have been canceled due to COVID-19 restrictions. June 5th at River Cities, June 6th at Granite City, and June 19th at Dubuque Speedway have all been canceled and will not be rescheduled. For questions on your tickets, contact SLS Promotions. Series officials have announced their intentions to replace the June 5th and 6th dates on the schedule with an event at a track yet to be announced. So we'll keep you posted as that news comes out. Certainly would imagine that will be out pretty quickly, especially if there's going to be fans at that event that they would want to get tickets on sale fairly soon. Petry Motorsports announced an addition to their midget program yesterday, with young driver Emerson Axum being tapped to compete full-time with the POWRi National Midgets. He will open his schedule this weekend with POWRi at the Mid-State Open Wheel Nationals. Besides full-time POWRi competition, he will also compete in select USAC midget events as well through the season. A few podcast episodes this week I'd like to point you to if you're looking for something else to listen to. Wing Nation has different episodes with Jeremy Elliott and then Brad Sweet and Mark Smith. Mark Smith obviously dominating the USCS competition right now. Rip the Fence has Amber Balkan on their show. We had a new episode of Open Red this week. We kind of Ross talked to Kendra Jacobs, Johnny Gibson, and crewman Drew Brenner about the kind of return to Knoxville and what things kind of look like behind the scenes. Top Shelf Racing Podcast has Sean Neistat and Chris Muller. I believe there are new episodes of the Ohio Dirt Track podcast and Jeremy Elliott's podcast over at Sprint Car Unlimited. There's a new episode of Dirt Nerds, which I love the title of. It just says COVID Sucks, so definitely check that out. So if you're looking for podcast episodes, you can find those at DIRTRACKR.com/podcast. Those are updated in real time, so as there are new episodes, you can find those there. And actually, you can click on the links right on the site to be able to watch or be able to listen to those episodes. Or if you could, actually even better, go find those shows, subscribe, keep them in your podcast app of choice. Lots of great shows out there. And I need to add Eric Arnold's podcast. He has started a Knoxville specific show that I will be adding here soon to the DIRTRACKR podcast episode section, because there's a lot of good guests that he's been talking to and is going to continue to be talking to in the coming weeks and months. So we'll certainly add that to the list as well. Coming tomorrow, I've been kind of talking about it all week. We'll do predictions for the sprint car races this weekend and the late model races. It'll be the first time I've done late model predictions based on the kind of formula I put together. I talked about it or whatever, 2 weeks ago, with the Knoxville show for the World of Outlaws sprint cars. So we'll talk about that with the return to the sprint cars at Peevely and the return of the late models at Jackson Motorplex this weekend. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. We'll get you up to speed on all the other things you can watch and tune into over the weekend. Maybe you'll get a chance to head out to the racetrack yourself. So we will talk about all of that tomorrow on the show. Thanks for tuning in today. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe. Leave me a review. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook every single day. You can email the show at info@dirttracker.com. You can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. That's Fiedler. And you can sign up for the DIRTRACKR weekly newsletter live on the site right now. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow on DIRTRACKR Daily.